We're continuing Torah Lamedchet 38 in Likutei Moharan, and we learned that there is a difference between the people about the way of their tshuva. וזה ידוע שאין דומה בין כפר לבין כרך. The person that lives in the village is different than the person that grows up in the city. Why? Because כל מה שמקורב ביותר אל המלך בושתו גדול. Everyone that is closer to the king, so he's ashamed more, he's embarrassed from the king. Means that he can recognize the greatness of the king more. So the person that lives in the village, he never saw the king. This is why he is rude in a certain way. He doesn't have the manners of the malchut, of the kingship. He never saw the king. But the person that lives in the city, so you can see once in a while the kings come out with his royal garments, and so the beauty and the glory and the greatness of the king is revealed to him, so he knows there's a king, he needs to behave. וכל מה שיודע ביותר בכבוד המלך, and as more that the person knows about the honor of the king, הוא בוש יותר מהמלך, he is more embarrassed than from the king. So a person that is not doing tshuva on daily basis, so you cannot say that he's got actually Yirat Shamayim, fear from heaven, because if you're not standing every day in front of the king and you're judging yourself in front of the king, so it's like the king is not there. If you went to work now and you were working for 10 hours, in those 10 hours you weren't thinking about Hashem, you were busy, and after it you're not even judging yourself on those 10 hours, so 10 hours of your life the king wasn't there. But if in every moment you're thinking on Hashem, and if you forgot Hashem Yitbarach, so immediately you take those moments and you judge yourself on them, and you're bringing back the king into the picture, and you say, sorry Hashem, I forgot you while I was eating, I forgot you while I was sleeping, how could I forget you, how can it happen to me, please help me never to forget you. So then you shame a lot more from the king. A shame means you understand the greatness of the king, you don't feel bad with yourself, you want to serve him more. I remember that once Rav Shalom gave me a key to his house because we were writing together, so I was just coming and opening, and if he was there, so we were writing, and if he wasn't, so I was running outside as fast as I can. So one time they switched the locks, they changed the locks, so I thought that, okay, he gave me a different key, so I assumed that no one needs that key anymore. So I thought to myself, what I'm going to do with that key? I said to myself, maybe it's a maftach haparnasa, maybe I'm going to keep it as a segula, maybe it's going to help me somehow. But then I said to myself, no, I'm going to throw it away. I don't want it to be available to no one. I don't know what they're going to do with that lock, so it's better that I'm going to break it or throw it away. I done it for Harav. I wanted the key of Harav not to be available to no one, so I threw it away. After a while, Rav Shalom told me that actually they took that key, that lock, and they put it in one of the doors inside the house, and if I can bring him back the key. I didn't have it anymore, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I told him I'm going to look for it, and then I went and I done it bodedut on it, because that's how you can find things. So I realized that for sure I threw it away, and I came back to him and I really apologized to him on that, and I told him, Rav, I'm sorry, I really apologize, but probably I threw it away and I don't have it. And so he said, oh, it's okay. So I told him, yeah, okay, but really I'm sorry and I really apologize. And so he looked at me, why are you so apologizing? What's happened? What have you done? So I told him, in Hebrew we call it leshamesh, to help you, to be a helper. So I told him, I want to be your helper in a perfect way, in 100%. I don't want no mistake, no situation to be not 100% perfect. That's my will. So if in a certain way I messed up, even I haven't done nothing wrong, my intentions were 100% good, but it went bad, something wasn't 100, I could have been better for him, so I felt that sorrow. So it's because that I was so close to him. It's the shame, the fear that you want to be so close to him, that you want to be close to tzaddikim, that you want to be close to Hashem Yitbarach, you feel their greatness, you want to be the meshamesh, and mamash, and to commit yourself, to nullify yourself 100% to their needs, to their will, to whatever. It's a result of how close you are to them. So this is why the person needs to work on himself, to bring Hashem Yitbarach into his life as much as he can, if he's got that will to be a Baal Tshuva. If you want to have fear from heaven, 100% faith, so for that you need to have Hashem Yitbarach with you every moment of your life. As much as you know more how much the king is honorable, from the honor of the king, you feel more shame from the king. V'kodem ha-tshuva, and before of the tshuva, adayin yediato bekatnut, still the knowledge of the person is very small. He cannot, so it's a problem. So why it's a problem? Because now a person needs to do tshuva, but he doesn't even know how much he needs to do tshuva. In the time that he's the farthest from Hashem Yitbarach, that is in the farthest place of them all, and now he have to do tshuva, or else who knows where the sin is going to drag him to do what. Now he have to do tshuva, and in that moment, that's the moment that he thinks about it the less. He's all distracted, he's full with lust and desires and confusions and fears and anxieties and things distract his thoughts 24/7. He cannot think straight, he cannot get close to Hashem. So what he gonna do? So we learn that the only way that we can help a person like that is by prayers. Because when you pray on a person, you can change his luck, you can change his future. It's all Am Yisrael and the world, it's all one unit. You can talk to a person and he will not gonna hear you. And you can talk to him again and again and again, and he will not gonna hear you because his thoughts, his heart is not in his hand even to listen. Sometimes you see people, they want to hear you and they listen, and you see after 10 seconds, that's it, they're not there anymore, they're flying, they went somewhere else. And he came to yeshiva, he said, he done his ishtadlut. He's not able to listen. He's so distracted. So the only solution is to go to Hashem. Because Hashem, it's all in His hands. When you have faith, you understand that nothing is actually in the hands of people. And even when we're saying that Yirat Shamayim, fear from heaven, that's in the hands of people, we know that it's not as simple as it sounds, because if you don't have Yirat Shamayim, like we just saw in Likutei Moharan, so you don't have it, what are you going to do? And when Moshe Rabbeinu is saying to Am Yisrael that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is asking, what am I asking from you? Just to have fear from heaven, Ki im lir'ah. So the Mefarshim even asked on it, it's a huge thing that you're asking. Only few of the righteous people achieve that huge thing. So how can you ask that from all of Am Yisrael? So we heard an answer on that by the merit of Moshe Rabbeinu himself, he is the one that is able to lead Am Yisrael, to lead us to Yirat Shamayim. This is why Moshe Rabbeinu is saying to Am Yisrael, listen, what am I asking from you? Something simple, to believe in Hashem. That's something that I can give you. This is what Moshe Rabbeinu is saying to Am Yisrael. If you're going to come and ask it from me, you're going to have it. You know that I have Yirat Shamayim, so you can receive it from me. And that's the secret. You need to receive it from someone. You need to receive it from your rabbi, from your guide, from your teacher, from someone that is higher than you spiritually. And that is the same aspect of the prayer that we just mentioned. Because when you pray on your friend, so by doing that, you're taking yourself to a higher level than him. You haven't done nothing bad, just you achieved something very high in that moment that you pray on a person. Because immediately when you pray, you came to be in the place of Hashem. You pray to Hashem, with Hashem, in the place that Hashem is at. You're in heaven now when you're standing and praying. So in that place, everyone are your students. Means that you have the ability to influence on everyone. Influence. I'm happy that you're getting it. You have the ability to influence on them, on each and every one of them. So you're in the aspect of a rabbi, you're mashpia, you're giving them, so you're higher than them. The water are just going down, they're not climbing. So, like we said, you have that problem, that before of the tshuva, before the person knows about Hashem, because when you're going to recognize Hashem, after a few minutes of tshuva, when you just start to confess, people that have some experience in Hitbodedut, they know that in the beginning of the Hitbodedut, it's not the main part of the Hitbodedut. The main part of the Hitbodedut, it's after a while, after you start getting inside into the holy zone, into the holy place of the Hitbodedut, and over there you started to forget about all of your businesses and all of the things that you do and all of your thoughts and your banks and your family and your friends and your parents and I don't know. After a while you talk to Hashem and you focus and you say, Hashem, please help me, and suddenly those are the only thoughts that are wrapping your mind, that are surrounding you. Then you can feel the closeness of Hashem, Kirvat Elokim. Then you can feel good, then you can feel close to Hashem. So a person that wants to start to do tshuva, before of the tshuva gonna come after the act of tshuva. You are a Baal tshuva, you achieved tshuva, you done tshuva after you made it, after you done it, not before, not when you came. When you came, you're before of the tshuva, you're still before of the tshuva. So before of the tshuva, Rabbi is saying, Kodem tshuva, adayin yediato bekatnut. He doesn't know nothing. He doesn't know how much it's important for him to do tshuva. This is why, like we said, we have to pray for Am Yisrael, because else they don't have a chance. No one gonna wake up. We are a result of prayers of Am Yisrael. That righteous people pray on Am Yisrael, and we woke up in tshuva. Because else, how can you do tshuva? What woke you up? Why? Okay, something happened. Other people went through the same thing and they haven't woke up, or they woke up for a day and that's it, and they close their eyes again. A lot of people went through similar things and even worse things that you say, hey, why are you not doing tshuva? Wake up. You have to understand, Hashem is talking to you, Hashem is calling you. He's so busy purchasing Cubans, you cannot talk to him. Whiskey, and he's on his way to Liverpool championship. You cannot talk to him, he's not there. And he saw miracles, he saw Hashem Yitbarach. Only with prayers, because when you pray, you reach the source. Immediately, you're in the place that from that place, all of the bounty comes down, the spiritual bounty, the wisdom, the da'at, the knowledge. And from that place, you can help the people. This is why when you have a person that you care about him, that you see that he's got an issue in his life, that you see that he's far, you don't have nothing to do with him. You cannot go and talk to him. It's not going to help. And I'm not talking on the farthest people of them all. I'm talking about your wife. I'm talking about your child. I'm talking about people that are close to you. People that can be religious. People that can be close to Hashem. And still they have things that are bothering them. Things that are holding them back from getting really close to Hashem Yitbarach. When you're going to pray for those people, you're going to see a change. Immediately you're going to see a change. And even if that change will not going to be seen immediately after 4 hours, 7 hours, if you're going to pray for that person for half an hour a day, or even less, but you're going to dedicate some time for that person every day, you're going to see a change for sure. I tested it, I checked it, I saw amazing results with that thing for sure. כל המעריך בתפילתו, and תפילתו חוזרת ריקם. Everyone that is lengthening with his prayers is praying and praying and praying, you will not going to be empty-handed. Hashem for sure going to give you more than what that you asked. More than your request. More than what that you asked, you're going to receive. Suddenly that person is going to stand in front of you and he's going to seem to you like an angel. Suddenly you're going to see that he suddenly wants to serve Hashem. And you're going to say, I wish I will have those will. That's the humiliation, that's the humility that Hashem is going to give you. And that's your gift. He received something because of your prayers, and you received something even better than that, that it's to be humble, that it's to see the greatness of Am Yisrael, how good they are, how important they are. Rabbeinu is writing in Sefer Hamidot that the person that pray on Am Yisrael, Hakol Ohavin Oto, everyone loves him. It's an amazing, amazing weapon that we have, that we can pray for Am Yisrael, and by that to increase the love and the peace between Am Yisrael. Because when you pray for Am Yisrael, what you should pray, it's written on Moshe Rabbeinu in the Midrash that he was praying on Am Yisrael that they're gonna pray, not that they're gonna be redeemed. That he knew for a fact that it's gonna happen, and that you don't need to pray. On the Geulah, on that Mashiach gonna come, you don't need to pray for that. If you went to a rabbi, I spoke yesterday to a friend of mine that Rav Shalom promised to him that he's gonna buy a house. Promised to him, told him you're going to buy a house. And that person, he saw a house and they signed the lease, and he's lack of something like $10,000, and he's already deep in the process of buying that house, and he's all stressed. He doesn't know what to do. I told him, listen, you worried for nothing. You have a promise, and you see that you're deep inside the process of buying that house. You achieved already. You paid most of the money, more than 90% on the house. What do you want? You bought that house already. Relax. So he told me, but there are things that you need to pray on them a lot of hours. I told him, not on the salvation itself. You need to pray on yourself that you're going to manage to cross that distance with a settled mind, not with stress and imagination. I've promised to you, you don't believe in your rabbi. So why are you going to his classes every day? Your rabbi promised you you're going to have the house with no debts, with nothing except of the mortgage. And I've told him, you're going to have only the mortgage. Except of that, you will pay everything. Don't worry. Why you need to be worried? So where I'm coming from, that I have that experience, because I went through the same process again and again and again and again. So now I can talk. Now I can tell the person, listen, relax. You can have the money. He's thinking, whoa, $10,000. For us, it's peanuts. We're buying peanuts in more than $10,000. In $10,000. Shtuyot. Because when you have the confidence that Hashem is with you, that Hashem loves you, you can go and do everything you want. Moshe Rabbeinu is taking himself into the palace of Pharaoh, Paro, to go and talk to him about taking that nation of slaves from Egypt back to Eretz Israel. Who are you? What are you doing? Who brought you here? They could kill him on the spot. But because that he knows that Hashem Yitbach is with him, he's not afraid of no one. When Am Yisrael were in Germany in the Holocaust, people could go and talk. People were afraid. Can you go? Go. We heard about individuals that had the courage to go and to make some moves and to talk to some people. Some rabbis that went and done some effort to say, how can you talk to the enemy face to face? How can you go to a place that everyone hates you, that everyone about to kill you? Everyone's going to be scared. Not people that have faith. People that have confidence and faith in Hashem, fear is not part of their destiny. It's not part of the way of their life. We can see it in the, I saw it today when we said the Tikkun HaKlali. It's so amazing on the Geulah of Am Yisrael. Hashem is promising to us, Vayotzi'em bechesef bezahav. Hashem going to take them out with silver and gold. They're going to be rich. Ve'en bishvatav koshel, and no one. Bishvatav, it's two ways to explain the word bishvatav. Shvatav, it's his tribes, the holy tribes. No one from the holy tribes gonna fall. But the other way to explain it, bishvatav, shevet, it's like a whip. that you punish. So even when Hashem is punishing, so no one going to fail because of that. So we need to understand that in the future to come, in the redemption, even the judgments of Hashem Yitbarach, the dinim, will become to be only rebukes, only to wake us up in tshuva. And people will not going to fail. In the past, people could fail from the tests. The tests were much like a heavy burden on their shoulders, and people would collapse from the weight of the tests. But in the future to come, it won't be like that. From the judgments, people will not going to fail. Samach Mitzrayim betzetam. In Egypt, the enemies, they were happy when Am Yisrael, when they went out, when we went out. Why? Ki nafal pachdam alehem. Because the fear from Am Yisrael fell on them. The fear it's not part of our Geulah, our redemption. We're not supposed to be afraid anymore. And actually, there's no reason to be afraid. We just need to talk about it until we're all going to understand it. If you're going to check it, if you're going to think about it, if you're going to pray for it, you're going to understand there's no reason to be afraid. We're just so used to be afraid. It's patterns. That's the way that we've been taught that we should live our lives. This is how we assume that we should live, to be afraid all of the time. And people are afraid to go out from the houses, and no one ever breaks into that house, no one ever attacked them, nothing ever happened. Just they're sitting in front of the television and they're watching horrifying movies and news all day long, and they're sure that it have to happen to them also. They're sure. When a few years ago we had alarms and rockets here flying all over the place, we couldn't feel it. Eretz Israel, it's a tiny place. We couldn't feel that. We live here in Jerusalem, and then back then we lived very close to the old city, east of Jerusalem. We couldn't feel nothing from it. You could hear the alarms. People hear the alarm. That's it. They're losing their mind. They're sure that the missile is going to fall on their heads. Nothing happened. Nothing happens. To 99.9% of the people that hears the alarm, nothing happens. So why need to be 100% afraid? It's an imagination. You don't need to be so worried. Okay, you want to go down to the shelter, the miklat. Well, great, do it. Whatever you do, do it with Yeshuv Adat. 39 missiles came down on Eretz Israel in the war in the Gulf. Nothing happened. One person choked himself to death. I don't know what happened. From the missiles, no one died. And one missile hit a building in Kuwait that American soldiers were there. Hundreds of victims, of people died over there. Hashem is showing to you, I'm with you. You don't have no reason to be afraid. And even if you saw that Hashem Yitbarach was punishing, even that if you saw that once in the past in Am Yisrael, you saw that there were a lot of judgments, there were a lot of constrictions, a lot of dinim, a lot of weird situations that we cannot understand. Take your problems and go talk about them with Hashem. You're going to understand that it's not your life story. Even though that it happened, it doesn't mean that it have to happen again. And if you're going to observe and you're going to look good, carefully, deep inside the details, you're going to understand that the best that could have happened to you, happened to you. And not the worst at all. This is what it means that we're expecting the salvation to come, Mashiach to come. We need to live like that, in expectation, with the will, with the desire, with where that $1 million going to come from, where Mashiach going to come from, where the success going to come from. Not always to be afraid where the dinim going to come from, where the problems going to come from. You have a lot more good things in your life than bad. Everyone that's going to check his life, take a notebook, start writing a list of the worst things that you have in your life, and make a list of the good, the best things that you have in your life. Very fast you're going to finish with the bad, even if it's going to be a very frightening list. Very fast, after 1-2 pages, you're going to finish. You cannot continue more than that. How many no's you have in your face that you can complain? The worst nose of them all. Mamash, no one have a worse nose than mine. Okay, nose, right? Nose. Great, nose. Eyes, you have a problem with your eyes? Okay. The worst eyes in the world. That's it. You're going to finish the list. Parnasa. One word, parnasa. Write the good. One notebook will not going to be enough. 5 notebooks will not going to be enough. For sure. Just do it and try that. Write every good detail that you have in your life and write every bad detail that you have in your life. You're going to laugh at yourself in the end. You're going to laugh. You're going to start laughing because you're going to see how many amazing things, amazing, gorgeous things you have in your life and you don't see them. You don't live through them. You don't feel the happiness that they're able to provide you. Why? Because you're busy in the nonsense, in your nose. I cannot live with that nose anymore. That's it. You're breathing. You can breathe. What do you want to do with your nose? You have to pick with it. What do you want to do with your nose? You need to breathe. You're able to breathe. So breathe. That's it. You can write now, I'm breathing. You have a problematic nose, but you can breathe. Every person that's going to go like that and going to see how much good he's got in his life, you're going to understand, I don't have no reason to be afraid. I don't need to be so terrified all of my life. No reason to do that. But for that, you need to have it bodedut. Because you have to think about things and you have to talk about it with Hashem. Because when you talk, you can reveal more and you can understand more, you can see more, and also those thoughts are going to take you somewhere. If a person just think, so it's useless. Nothing happens with those thoughts. But when you pray, when you upgrade your thoughts to a high level of prayer, in that moment, all of your thoughts are useful. You're making something with your thoughts. If just now you saw a person cross the street, and you think you know that person, and you just thought on that person that is walking in front of your eyes, you just waste time. You weren't doing nothing with that thought. You saw that person, and that's it. But if you take that thought and you pray, Hashem, if it's that person or if it's not, you just brought that person up into my head. Make him happy, help him to do tshuva, to succeed, to come to Eretz Israel, to live good life, make him healthy, make him succeed. That's it. It took the same time, exactly. Instead of being useless, you become to be amazing. You become to be in a place that only righteous people are holding in that place. That everything that happened to them in their life is connecting them to the purpose. Connecting them to the Creator, to Hashem, to the private supervision. Hashem, why you brought that person in front of me? Hashem, what's going on here now? I'm walking in that street. Please, Bore Olam, help all of Israel. You just walk from home to the yeshiva, from the yeshiva to shul. You just walk. Please, Bore Olam, you see all of the houses, all of the windows, all of the backyards. What you do with all of that information? Instead of nothing, do something big with it. Please, Bore Olam, that in all of those houses, the light of Rabbeinu going to illuminate, that everyone going to have shalom bayit, peace in their houses, that no one going to be... Even your anxieties, you think, chas shalom, that people will not going to be sick, wounded, make prayers from that. Even if you're crazy, even if you're sick in your mind, that you're thinking negative all of the time, make it positive, make prayers out of it. Please Hashem, that everyone going to be healthy, that no one going to have cancer, that everyone going to be strong, no one going to fall from that porch. You're crazy, I know, okay, no problems. It's okay, make prayers out of it. Hashem made you crazy from a reason. There's a reason. It's okay. Maybe you should pray that no one going to fall from that porch. Make prayers for it. What do you care? You pray for Am Yisrael. And you increase the love between Am Yisrael when you pray for Am Yisrael. Because if you pray on Am Yisrael, everyone loves you. If everyone loves you, it means everyone loves everyone. And like we said on Moshe Rabbeinu, the special thing that Moshe Rabbeinu was doing was that he was praying that Am Yisrael going to start praying. If you really want to help Am Yisrael, pray that they're going to have faith. Pray that they also going to pray. That all of Am Yisrael going to do tshuva. That all of Am Yisrael going to do 1 hour bodedut every day. That everyone in Am Yisrael going to believe in themselves, going to love themselves. Those are nice prayers. When you go with those prayers, you're going to see change in the world. like we said. And even if it's going to take you some years to work on something, if in few years you're going to see a big change in what did you pray for, so it's good, it's worth it. You're going to thank yourself, you're going to thank Hashem that you invested your years in something useful. How many years people are looking on their lives and they're saying, I haven't achieved nothing, I haven't done nothing with my life. Why to come to that place? If you're going to start to pray for Am Yisrael every day, at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, as much as Hashem gives you. I told you a lot of times, I found myself falling from a lot of good habits that I had, and I had a lot of hard times that I could not pray like I was praying before. But from praying on Am Yisrael, how can you fall from that? How can you fall from that? When you see people around you suffering so much, and I'm not talking on people with cancer, I'm talking about people that doesn't know how to fold the laundry, people that hates to make dishes, people that hates the mornings, people that hates to go to sleep. They're afraid at night, they're afraid from the winter, they suffer in the summer. People are suffering all of the time. And how can you stand that and not to wake up? So when you wake up, you need to be useful. You need to take that wake-up call and to make prayers out of it. And then, that's the wonderful level of David HaMelech, Kol hayom misichati. All day long to be with Hashem, all day long to pray. When you pray to Hashem, you pray for Hashem. You pray for the children of Hashem Yitbarach. You're praying on the creation of Hashem Yitbarach. You're helping Hashem to complete His creation. Hashem Yitbarach, He haven't completed the creation. He wants us to complete it, to finish it. It's in our hands to finish it. So when you're useful, when you do things for the purpose, when you connect yourself to the will of Hashem Yitbarach, you're helping Hashem Yitbarach to achieve His will, to achieve His desire, His holy desire. B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to have the merit to do more and more every day. Thank you very much. Chazak u'baruch.